A very good morning to you all, my dear children. This is again for Standard 10 Geography, Chapter 13 Conventional Sources of Energy. As per the reduced syllabus, due to the effect of COVID, the board has reduced the syllabus, and in this chapter, only coal and petroleum are there. So, what is a conventional energy? Now, the energy sources which cannot be compensated once, these are used after their exploitation, are termed as conventional sources of energy. Now, these are non-renewable sources and ecologically very hazardous. Example, coal, petroleum and natural gas. Now, the most important point of the conventional sources are conventional sources of energy are exhaustible. They cause pollution when used as they emit smoke and ash, and they are very expensive to be maintained, stored and transmitted. Now let's look into the detail of coal and petroleum. Moving towards coal. Can you see this? Yes. The coal is divided, or the coal has four types of it. One is anthracite, one is bituminous, one is lignite and one is peat. Now what is coal? Coal is the most important conventional sources of energy from industrial revolution onwards. It's a primary source of energy for household and industries in equal measures. Global warming, depletion, mineral resources and need to cut down the carbon emissions. Though coal is still predominant energy source, the researchers and policy makers have started searching the alternative for coal. India ranks third largest producer of coal in the world. Now, coal is a conventional source of energy. It is inflammable, organic substance composed of hydrocarbons which are basically found in the sedimentary rocks. So, coal is the main source of power generation in India. Most industries, whether it is iron, steel industry and variety of chemical industries, they totally depends upon the availability of coal for making the or intake of power. There are various types of coal that has been headed under anthracite, depends upon the percentage of carbon content into it. Anthracite is regarded as the best quality of coal which covers 80% of carbon content into it. It is hard, compact and black in color, and it is found only in Jammu and Kashmir in small quantity. Then you will find bituminous coal. Bituminous coal is widely used. About 60 to 80% of carbon content is there. Its calorific value is very high due to high proportion of carbon content into it. It has low moisture retention and content. It is mainly used for heating, steam rising, producing of coke, etc. It is found in Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Lignite is regarded as brown coal. It's of inferior quality. It's variable in nature. It contains more moisture and it is less combustible. It is found in Palna of Rajasthan, Neili in Tamil Nadu, Lakhimpur, Kharewa and Jammu and Kashmir. The last one, that is the poorest quality of the coal, is called the peat. It is the first stage of transformation of wood to coal. It contains only 50 to 60% of carbon content. It emits more smoke and leaves a lot of ash after burning. So basically coal is found because of the vegetative matters, dead remains of the vegetative matters which is being compacted under the sedimentary rock. In India, Jharkhand and West Bengal, Odisha and Madhya Pradesh, they produce 90% of coal. Coal is used for generation of power. It is used for generation of electric power, and mineral based industries also use it, like iron and steel, cement industry. The demand for coal for railways has been reached due to electrification of railways. So about 2% of Indian coal is tertiary type and it is found in Assam and Jammu Kashmir. So two types of coal are there. Mostly they are associated on two heads. One is called Gondwana series, which is found in the peninsular India, and the other is in the tertiary coal. So the distribution of the coal, we have the largest and the oldest. We have got Raniganj and the largest is Jharia. Jharkhand, Jharia is the largest reserves of coal in India. The main coal fields are Jharia, Bokaro, Giridih and Karanpur. And the other places are also given here. In West Bengal, Raniganj is the main and old coal field. Now, tertiary coal field are mostly consist of lignite and peat. Now, they have less carbon content, hence are of poor quality. These deposits are found in Raisen, Kashmir, Lakhimpur, Arunachal Pradesh, etc. Now, there are various advantages of coal and disadvantages. First is it's a primary source of energy, affordable and stable prices, it is available for all, easy to burn, no dependence on climatic condition unlike the wind, solar energy, etc. And it is very versatile, mainly used for generation of electricity, and the byproduct of coal is tar used to produce phenol, kerosene oil and naphthalene and other chemicals. Aspirin, soap, dyes and fabrics also make use of coal by byproducts. It reduces dependence on oil. It is safer as compared to nuclear energy. There are various disadvantages of coal. It is not environmental friendly because the burning of it emits wastes such as carbon dioxide, sulfuric acid, nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide, leading to 65% of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, increasing the greenhouse gases. The pollution is also caused by it. Also, it leads to the acid rain in some areas, and coal mining impact by plants and other natural landscapes. Digging for coal may destroy forest life and wildlife habitat. It affects the ecosystem and biodiversity. Transportation of coal would need an extensive transportation system that is likely to pass through mountains and valleys. Buildings such as infrastructure would destroy the landscape and increase pollution due to emission of various vehicles. Impact on miners' health is also there because constant exposure to the harmful gases can lead to respiratory damages, lung cancer, black lung due to coal dust, and non-renewable resource it is. Although widely unavailable, coal deposits are depleting very fast. Although coal was the fuel of 20th century and future generation need to protect it and save it. The next conventional and sources is petroleum or the mineral resource. Petroleum, it's derived from the word petrol. Oleum means oil. It is obtained from rocks, especially the sedimentary rock. So both coal and petroleum you will get from sedimentary rock. It's called the mineral oil. It is composed of hydrocarbons which constitute 95 to 90% of the remaining compounds containing oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. There are various uses of petroleum. It is the petroleum products are mainly used for locomotive power. It has revolutionized the transportation system. It emits very little smoke and leaves no ash. It is used as a last drop. It provides the most important lubricating agent that it is used as an important raw material. You must have seen in your vehicles we use petroleum. So it is the main source of many products like kerosene, petrol, diesel, paraffin, benzene. It is used for making paints, plastics, fertilizers, most important raw material for chemical industries, etc. So petroleum is distributed over by the oil refineries. Oil was the first discovered in India. Offshore oil is at Mumbai High, Digboi, Rudrasagar, in Gujarat, Ankleshwar and others, Kosampar, Mehsana and Dokla. So major oil refineries are mentioned here. You can see 13 are there. Okay, so these are the major oil fields that we have. These are also the onshore oil fields that we find in the northeastern India. Digboi, onshore, there are two oil fields, one is onshore, one is offshore. So onshore oil fields, we have Digboi, Assam. There are oil fields at Karaspur in Tarap district. Onshore oil fields in western India, in Gujarat, Ankleshwar, and onshore oil fields in southern India is Godavari Basin, India's National Geographical Research Institute. And offshore oil field is in Mumbai High, that is called, and oil mining states of India are arranged for the manual production. You can see the Bombay High, that is the offshore oil field, and onshore oil field is Digboi. These two you need to remember, onshore and offshore. Onshore Digboi, offshore Bombay High. So there are other oil fields also. There are various advantages of petroleum. It's a fossil fuel, porous rock. It can be extracted easily, high density. It can be extracted at a very low cost also. Disadvantages: although it is a natural fossil fuel, the high demands of the modern world for energy have stressed the conventional sources of oil reserves. Environmental pollution. Extracting and burning generates greenhouse gases, which is a threat to the environment. It's a renewable form of energy. Petroleum is a non-renewable form of energy resource. The depletion of fossil leads to limited supply of petroleum, which leads to increase in the prices, which may cause conflict between various nations that we have already seen. Sometimes there is a rise in the price of petroleum in our country. Sometimes there is no drop, rather that's always an increase that leads to the uh, uh, a very bitter impact upon the nations. Thank you so much, children. Further we'll do with the exercise.